My name's Stephen Cowley. I'm with Heinz Surveying Engineering. I'm out of Casper, Wyoming. I was actually invited here by Karsten. We collaborate quite a bit. What I'm basically looking at is QGIS for land records management. Just quickly, do any of you manage like cadastral information, parceling, subdivisions, rights of way? All right. Not as techy as everybody else's presentation. Sorry, it might be a little underwhelming because I'm just drawing things, but yeah. So let me turn this down. All right. So my current projects include Sublette County, Carbon County, Converse, Platte in Wyoming, and then Custer County and Clark County in Idaho. So my counties range from about 2,000 square miles to about 9,000 square miles. Urban areas for Wyoming, some of them, but basically most of it's like aliquot, so a lot of like PLSS, very large tracts, lots of public lands, things like that. Rich Greenwood is a huge name in Wyoming regarding assessing and online mapping. He had 20 years of development in map server, open layers, all kinds of things. Rich retired about a year and a half ago. Karsten and I basically acquired the two parts of his company. So 18 counties in Wyoming and Idaho use the Greenwood mapping online server. And then all the production portions of it came to me. So again, like Karsten and I work well together in that regard. So state statutes require cadastral mapping for all counties in Wyoming. So it's always just the baseline for everything. Most county governments in the state of Wyoming are entirely dominated by Esri. So using QGIS is a little bit of a outlier in that regard. Most of the general construction for parceling is done using coordinate geometry. So we're looking at like meets and bounds descriptions, centerline descriptions, and subdivisions. So for the most part, using just general construction tools inside of QGIS, some of the plugins for more complicated arcs or fillets and things like that. But for the most part, this is very comparable in regards to the management of those geometries. Some of my counties have like quite a bit of like, we'll say like development. So we're looking at like a lot of platting, records of surveys, maps of surveys, working through a lot of like Department of Transportation, like right-of-way retracements, railroad right-of-way retracements, things like that. Since I come from a surveying and land civil engineering background, I'm more in the high accuracy, high precision end of things. So for most of the stuff that I do, I'm like survey grade, survey accuracy. So we're vastly improving a lot of the spatial accuracy and the overall like topological relationships in these cadastral networks. So I guess I got about a minute-ish half. Does anybody have any questions?
So in Wyoming, do you guys actually maintain a polygon layer of discrete parcels, or do you maintain like tax lots where it's just?
It can be a mix. It depends on the assessor. So some of them will be like platted lots, but yeah, it'll be like tax. It's just kind of a combination of the two. Yeah. So.
What database are you using? What's your
PostGIS.
Okay.
Yep.
And then what's the relationship between you and the counties and ownership transfers, and like what's the pipeline across all those different counties?
It's mostly like a day-to-day operation, so I'm interfacing with staff. So and it depends on like the latency in the transfers and stuff. So some of them are almost day-to-day, some of them could be batches. It just kind of depends on how active they are. Wyoming really got hammered here in the last legislative session on funding because they just totally axed property taxes in favor of like certain political gains. So a lot of these assessors are now really scrambling because they're like shedding staff or they shed budgets. So some like mineral rich counties kind of missed the side swipe, and then some of the more agricultural or rural type of counties really got hit hard. So it's actually like been very interesting just to see how some of these different groups or institutions have had to adapt to what's in front of them now. Making this likewise, a more valuable resource for them because we can implement QGIS in their staff and we can work with them and not have to lay the burden of additional like costs on top of their staff with like proprietary softwares. Oh. All right.